Hello. I am your salvation. I am the shade. Just kidding. Anyway, if you didn't already know, this is a tribute to Dan Brown's novel Inferno, which the screen adaptation of which is coming out this Friday, October the 28th. So because I'm a fan of the book, I thought that I would make a video to show some of the reptiles that Langdon might come across where he travels to. And I'll also talk about some of the instances where there's some reptile symbology that appear in the book, and that you might be able to see in the film if they decide to include it. So anyway, let's go do that. Hey guys, so sorry about the poor quality. I have to record my computer screen because I can't get my computer's mic to record a voiceover. So it's kinda, yeah. Anyway, so this isn't going to be a complete list of all the reptiles in these locations because that would take forever and I had to do this quick before I lost my voice. So I included the ones that I could confirm the geographic ranges for, which I used this website, the IUCN Red Lists website, which is really awesome. You can find pretty much anything in there. So anyway, the specific locations that we're going to be looking at are Florence, Italy, Venice, Italy, and Istanbul, Turkey. Focus. Florence, I have a little red arrow, it's kind of hard to see. Same thing for Venice, is up there. And then Istanbul is on the isthmus, right there. And don't worry, I didn't spoil these locations or anything for you because they already put them all in the trailer, so it didn't really mess anything up. Alright, so because a lot of these reptiles are found in all of these locations, I'm just gonna show the picture and I'll say where the locations are. Okay. So the slow worm, I think this is a lizard. It's not the normal legless lizard, but these guys are found everywhere. The common wall lizard is found everywhere. A lot of the lizards, even the ones that didn't end up being in these spots, were pretty cool looking. A lot of lacertas and stuff. The Italian wall lizard, a more specific one. I thought that was funny. It's in Florence and Venice, and then it was in this small, just that small little area around in Istanbul where they're invasive. Common wall gecko or Moorish gecko. The western green lizard, which I think is really cool. And it's pretty much no difference from the green lizard, which will be on there later. The viviparous lizard. The Turkish gecko. The Kachkis gecko in Istanbul. The regular green lizard, which is pretty much everywhere. It just wasn't in Italy. And the European glass lizard in Istanbul. It didn't get down into Italy very far. The dice snake, which is everywhere. I actually did a research on these guys. The Asclepian rat snake is everywhere. And this will come in later when we talk about the symbology. It's kind of important later. The western whip snake. The asp viper. This is the only venomous one that I found in Italy anyway. I kind of ran out of time before I got to Turkey, so there might be more in Turkey, but just in this location there's only the asp viper in Italy, and then in Florence there's a subspecies called the Central Italian asp viper. We got southern smooth snake, the four-lined snake, leopard snake. He was pretty cool. Just in Istanbul. And the European cat snake. Oops. Anyway. Then we got the Hellenic pond turtle, which is a subspecies of the European pond turtle. That is just in Italy, Florence and Venice. And then the European pond turtle makes it to Istanbul. And then the sea turtles show their ranges going around Venice, which is on the water. And I think it's just like breeding areas. They probably don't actually go there because it's a city, but and then it shows the ranges going into the body of water just below Istanbul, but then it like cuts off in a straight line like a little ways before where the city is. So I don't know if there's like a barrier there or if they just don't go there because there's so much water traffic, but it was kind of interesting. Let's see. Yeah, so I was like, he probably, because all these are really urban areas that he's gonna be in the movie, they probably won't see anything. There'd probably be geckos and stuff, but I thought maybe they might sneak their way into the background in some of the shots, just like accidentally. But, okay, then a little symbology. Not much, but, and yeah, I know symbology isn't a real term, but it's fiction, so we can give it a break. Anyway, so I almost excluded this. I don't think this is the actual painting that is used in the book, but it has the similar idea where it's a depiction of Satan, and he's depicted as having 3 heads, with the 1 normal head and then 2 snake heads, and they're all eating people. Like I said, it's probably not the right one because there are 5 heads, not 3, so I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I don't know what's the real one. But yeah, there might be a similar one in the film, or there should be. It's kind of a main part of the movie, or story, but we'll see if it shows up. And then we have these. This was just a small thing. It was a small conversation between Langdon and the director of the WHO, the World Health Organization. And so it involved these 2 symbols, the Caduceus and the Rod of Asclepius. So, the Rod of Asclepius on the right is the universal symbol, a universal symbol for medicine, while the Caduceus is commonly mistaken for it. So they were kind of talking about this controversy. But you can see that Caduceus is 2 snakes on a staff with wings at the top, and the Rod of Asclepius is a rod with a single snake wound around it. So, the Rod of Asclepius is the symbol for the Greek god of medicine, Asclepius, obviously. And, they say that the snake was used because it represents wisdom, as well as its ability to shed its skin can symbolize healing and rejuvenation. And additionally, they thought it could symbolize the dual nature of a physician, including life and death and sickness and health. And in the Asclepius temples for this health god, they used the Asclepian rat snakes that I had on there earlier. They used them in healing rituals, and then they allowed them to actually wander around in the temples where they kept the sick people. And they introduced them at the founding of each new temple, so that was kind of cool. So then the controversy that Caduceus was traditionally the symbol of the Greek god Hermes, which was used to represent merchants, commerce, and negotiation. So you kind of wonder why it got to be a medical symbol. But the fault of that confusion between them seems to be the fault of the U.S. military, actually. It was made common in the U.S. as a medical symbol in the late 19th century and the early 20th century. They had a controversy about using it back then because they knew it wasn't right, but the military argued that they wanted to keep it due to aesthetics about how it looked, basically. So they claimed that the staff represented power, and the snakes represented wisdom, and the wings represented diligence and activity, which were all qualities of their medics. But I think it was just to do with how symmetrical the Caduceus is. And it's prettier, and because the wings they probably had the bald eagle started using that back then, so they thought the wings kind of represented that. But, and then just a random thing that, was in the information about the rod of Asclepius, which is the one snake. They said in the Bible there was mentioned that a similar object was created, like, as far as what it looked like. But basically the gist of that story is that after Moses crossed the Red Sea with the people, they were complaining that there was no milk or honey or food like they were promised, so God punished them by sending fiery serpents to come down and bite them. Then God told Moses to take a serpent and wrap it around a staff, and then when the people would look at it, they would live and/or / be healed from their bites. So I think they just included that because it was kind of a weird coincidence that it would have looked exactly the same, but you know, all those things are connected usually. Anyway, and then the last thing, short little. So they mentioned Medusa in the story. So I won't give anything away, but she may make an appearance in the film, but knowing them, they might cut that part out, because, I don't know, it's probably not important to the action part of their story. But anyway, basically, this quote is, that's at the top, is part of the antagonist's speech that he makes. And it ends up being a possible clue to the end goal. So he says, under the watchful eye of the chthonic monster and all her furies. Sorry guys. So, chthonic means subterranean, and this is a reference to these Medusa statues that are here. And these are the ones that are in the location that he ends up going to, so if they show them in the movie, this is probably, they'll show these ones. So, yeah, that's about it. Tried to go through it quick. I know it's kind of boring and educational, not really showing anything, but I thought it was a cool idea, so I tried it out. So, thanks, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hi again. So, sorry about my voice. I have a cold, so I was trying to hurry and make the video before it got any worse anyway. But, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good Halloween, and go and check out Inferno the movie. And Medusa here, and me say bye. So see you later. Thanks.